Hey everyone, it's Akash. So we often think about intelligence as this universally positive thing, right? Like the smarter you are, the better off you'll be. And while there's some truth to that, it's not the whole story. Intelligence is often seen as a gift, a quality that brings about success, innovation, and personal achievement. See, for some people, intelligence can actually make them more vulnerable to mental health issues, particularly depression. It's kind of a paradox, isn't it? You'd think that being smart would equip you to handle life's challenges better, but sometimes it can have the opposite effect. However, for many highly intelligent individuals, this same quality can make them more susceptible to mental health issues, including depression. So, in this video, I want to explore the relationship between intelligence and depression and try to understand why this connection exists. We'll delve into some of the reasons why smart people might be more prone to feeling down. And hopefully, by talking about it, we can help break down the stigma around mental health and encourage anyone struggling to reach out for help. One of the hallmarks of intelligence is the ability to think deeply and critically. Intelligent people are often natural problem solvers, always analyzing situations and searching for answers. But this strength can also be a weakness. You see, the same minds that excel at dissecting complex ideas can sometimes become trapped in cycles of overthinking and rumination. Highly intelligent individuals tend to have a well-developed capacity for thinking critically and analyzing situations. Imagine something bad happens. Maybe you make a mistake at work or you have a disagreement with a friend. However, this can sometimes be a double-edged sword. Most people, they feel bad for a bit and then they move on. But for someone prone to overthinking, that negative event becomes this endless loop in their mind. The ability to overanalyze and reflect on various aspects of life can lead to excessive worrying, rumination, and a constant mental replay of problems or concerns. They replay the scenario over and over, dissecting every detail, trying to figure out what they could have done differently, rather than simply experiencing a passing negative thought. Intelligent people may become trapped in cycles of overthinking, dissecting every detail of an event or issue. And the more they think about it, the worse they feel. It's like being stuck in a mental maze, unable to find your way out. This process can make it harder for them to move past negative emotions or situations, which can lead to prolonged feelings of sadness or hopelessness, contributing to depression. This tendency to overthink can be particularly problematic when it comes to things like self-doubt and perfectionism. Intelligent people often hold themselves to incredibly high standards, which, let's be honest, can be both a blessing and a curse. They're constantly striving for excellence, but this pursuit can sometimes turn into a relentless self-critique. They focus on their flaws and mistakes, magnifying them until they overshadow their accomplishments. It's like that old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And for someone prone to overthinking, their own mind can become the ultimate comparison machine, constantly measuring themselves against impossible standards. This constant pressure to achieve, combined with the tendency to dwell on setbacks, can create a breeding ground for negative self-talk and feelings of inadequacy. And the worst part is, overthinking often leads to paralysis. When you're stuck in your head, analyzing every possible outcome, it becomes almost impossible to take action. You start to doubt yourself, your decisions, even your own abilities. And that's a recipe for frustration, stagnation, and ultimately, despair. Another factor that can contribute to depression in intelligent people is their heightened sensitivity. Now, this isn't about being sensitive in the sense of being easily offended. This is about having a deeper understanding of the world and a greater capacity for empathy. Many highly intelligent people also have a heightened sensitivity to the world around them. Intelligent people often see the world in shades of grey rather than black and white. They recognize the complexities of issues and the interconnectedness of everything. They may be more attuned to subtle emotions, complex situations, or nuances that others might overlook. And while this makes them incredibly insightful and compassionate individuals, it can also be a heavy burden to carry. See, when you're acutely aware of the suffering in the world, of the injustices and inequalities, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by it all. While this can be an advantage in understanding the world and the people in it, it can also create emotional overload. The intensity with which intelligent people experience emotions can sometimes feel overwhelming, leading to feelings of anxiety, sadness, or frustration. It's like being hypersensitive to noise. What might be a dull roar to others is deafening to you, and that constant barrage of stimuli, the pain, the sadness, the sheer complexity of it all can be emotionally exhausting. The more they understand the complexities of the world, the more they may feel burdened by it. This heightened sensitivity can make them more susceptible to depression. Imagine, for example, someone with a deep understanding of history. They see the patterns of violence, the cycles of oppression, and it fills them with a sense of despair. Or someone who's deeply empathetic, they feel the pain of others as if it were their own, and it can be utterly draining. And this sensitivity isn't limited to global issues. It can also manifest in personal relationships. Intelligent people often have a knack for understanding others, for seeing beneath the surface and recognizing the motivations behind their actions, but this can also make them more attuned to the flaws and imperfections of those around them. And when you care deeply about people, it hurts to see their struggles, their mistakes, their capacity for cruelty. It's like being able to see the cracks in everything. You appreciate the beauty, but you're also acutely aware of the fragility, the potential for it all to crumble. And that awareness, that constant tension between hope and despair, can be incredibly isolating. So, what can we do about this? Well, first and foremost, we need to break down the stigma surrounding mental health. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to struggle even when you're intelligent, successful, or seemingly have it all together. In fact, admitting you need help might be one of the smartest things you can do. Second, if you're struggling with depression, please reach out for help. Talk to a therapist, a counselor, a trusted friend or family member. There are people who care about you and want to help you through this. Don't suffer in silence. And finally, remember that intelligence is not a curse. It's a gift. It's what allows us to appreciate the beauty of the world, to connect with others on a deeper level, to make a difference. But like any gift, it comes with responsibilities. We need to learn how to manage our thoughts, to cultivate self-compassion, to find ways to channel our intelligence in ways that bring us joy and fulfillment.